which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Yes.
Motion will be made you miss one meeting and you lose your bearings, I'm telling you. Motion will be made that the Hopatcong Board of Education will enter executive session in room 21 to discuss personnel and attorney-client privilege, which are exempt from public participation pursuant to New Jersey Public Law 1975, Chapter 231, the Open Public Meetings Act. Any discussions held by the board which need not remain confidential will be made public when appropriate. Minutes of the executive session will not be disclosed until the need for confidentiality no longer exists. The board will reconvene in public session at 7 p.m., in this case 7:04, following the executive session. And we've done this already, so we're reconvening. We have a motion to reconvene. Did, right?
Yep.
I need a motion, please.
Motion to reconvene.
I'll make it. I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we are back in session. And with that, we will start with item 6, which is the approval of the minutes. Approval of the minutes of the following meetings as reported by the board secretary, reviewed by board president and members of the board. July 25th executive meeting and July 25th regular meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll move. Second.
Thank you both. Any discussion? Hearing none. Jeff, please call the roll.
Ms. Falcone Schubert?
Yes.
Mr. DeStefano is absent. Mr. Falcone?
Yes.
Mr. Grunfelder?
Yes.
Ms. Gulan is absent. Ms. Gravatt?
Yes.
Ms. Turkington?
Yes.
Ms. Polachena?
Yes.
Mr. Francis?
Yes. Item 7, the superintendent's report and HIP report. Mr. Piccirillo?
Thank you, Mr. President. First, before I get into my report, I want to draw your attention, those that have an agenda. There's a left-hand column, and on the left-hand column, and perhaps there's better ways to do this. This was a first try at this. We are putting little numbers there. So you see 1 through 5, then you'll see 1 and 2, 2 and 4, 4, etc. Those are tied to board goals. So you can see at every agenda what we're doing, how it aligns to a board goal. I think that'll be helpful for our board, but also it's for the public to see that the things that we're doing it purposefully with our mission and vision and with our board goals in mind. That's something we wanted to effort to do better this go around. So you'll see that there. Now I'll go back to the script. So I like using the script. It makes me not forget things. So first, thank you to the United Way Tools for Schools program for donating 40 elementary backpacks and 40 middle school backpacks for Hopatcong students in need. And thank you to Stacy Yanko for coordinating. I saw her before. She's back. There she is. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you to Porzio, Bromberg, and Newman for donating several boxes of school supplies for families in need. Filled up my whole SUV. Thank you so much. Our families will be very appreciative. Thank you to Jody and the Hopatcong Marketplace for allowing us to participate in last week's and in future Marketplace events. And thank you also for their generous donation of school supplies for students in need. Special thank you also to Nicole Falcone Schubert and Joe Falcone. I mentioned this at the last meeting, but they were out there with weed whackers and all sorts of lawn and facilities equipment, and I'm very thankful for them and their families for your work over the last week. Number 2, State of the Schools. Special reminder that this Wednesday at 6 p.m. we'll be presenting a State of the Schools report in the Hopatcong High School cafeteria. Our district administrators will be present, and our schools, each of the schools will be highlighted. We'll be doing these quarterly, so we'll also have it live streamed and archived on our website. Start of the school, not to be confused with state of the school, start of school. School will be starting for staff on Thursday, September 1st, and we will be meeting on September 1st and 2nd for our PD and to review 504s and IEPs, set up classrooms, plan in our rooms, as well as training in health and safety protocols, emergency procedures, technology, data analytics tools reviews, and students will be joining us, ready to go, on Tuesday, September 6th. I wanted to note that we will have 2 student board members that will begin next month in September. So Julia is here getting a head start. Rock on, Julia. And Lana will also be here. And so look forward to seeing them here at the dais in September. School calendar. So after board discussion at the last meeting and after seeking feedback from HEA and administration, we're moving forward with our calendar as is, which includes 4 built-in snow days, with the last day of school scheduled for Friday, June 16th. High school graduation will remain on Thursday, June 15th, no matter what, and we do not plan to change this date. If Bill S464 does not pass, allowing us to hold virtual school days during weather events, and we have already used our 4 built-in days, days will be added to the end of the school year. But please note that Monday, June 19th, if this happens, we would need to be off due to Juneteenth. So it makes this very precarious that if we have to add a day, you're going to get a holiday on that Monday, and then you're going to come back on Tuesday. Hopefully we don't have to do this, but hopefully the bill passes. Actually, hopefully there's no snow at all. But I just like to prepare and plan for the unexpected. If, on the other side, we don't use the 4 built-in snow days, people have asked me what we're going to do. And here's what we would do. We would take additional days off during the year in this order. May 26th would be the first day we would take off, which is the Friday of Memorial Day weekend. Then June 2nd is a Friday, then June 9th, and then May 30th is the Tuesday of Memorial Day weekend. So if there's no snow at all, you could be in it for a 5-day Memorial Day weekend.
Yes.
That likely will not happen. Right. I wanted to give an update on Brownstone. So at the recommendation of Mr. Gruenfelder, Mr. Hallenbeck and I met with a representative from Brownstone Insurance. And we anticipate that we'll have a more formal proposal stating the projected anticipated maximum costs, the volatility projections, variable and fixed cost, and the detailed plan options in the coming days. But this will hopefully give us just something to consider as a Board of Ed, of course in consultation with the HEA, to mitigate what we are anticipating, and has been well publicized at this point, north of a 15% increase in insurance premiums. Now, if that happens, it's important for us as a district to look at any other option, because we're going to pay about $550,000 more. But also, each of our teachers and staff members are going to be on the hook as well for extra premium if that were to happen. So we know that there is a collective bargaining agreement with the HEA. We could never give you less insurance. You know that. I know that. Everybody knows. So we have some choices. I'm talking to the teachers because they're like right in front of me. So hopefully we'll have more on that. And then lastly, Stabilization Aid. So the New Jersey Department of Education has released an opportunity for districts to apply for what they're calling Stabilization Aid. These are for districts that qualify in the following 2 categories: that they've experienced a reduction in state aid, and they've been confronted with what they call a structural budgetary imbalance. So I find both of those to be checks, because yes, we have a well-documented reduction in state aid, and in terms of a structural budgetary imbalance, the item I just mentioned is reason enough in my mind as something that was unbudgeted, unexpected, and really through nothing of our own doing. This will be due, this application is due September 16th. We will be filing for it. I don't know where it goes after that and when we're notified, but we will be doing an application, and I'll update you as we go. There are a bunch of folks in front of me We do have a spot for you in the acknowledgements, but Scott, if you're okay, I believe one of them wants to speak about OG.
Yeah, please.
Mel, is that going to be you?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. So I should just say, on page 3 of your agenda, number 8, we have acknowledgements and correspondence. We have had several staff members working their tails off for several years on Orton Gillingham certification. It's really extensive, and I'm just so proud that they finished it and that they kind of reached the end of what has been a really long process. So to tell us more, go for it. Melanie Ryder.
Thank you. We wrote
Can we clap before?
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
I've been hearing about this Gillingham now for like a year.
If you want to really be on the spot, you can stand right in front of me so they can see you on
Where do you want me to stand?
If you
right
stand-
in front of
stand
me.
right
Well,
here.
we're talking
Right
to
next
you.
you.
Megan's
Okay, I want the
actually
camera to be able to
said
see
Do
you.
you want me to do this?
This will be picked up soon. These are speakers.
Sure, so we wrote up a little snippet to share with everybody. So we wrote, we are very grateful to have been given this opportunity by the Board of Education. Receiving this Orton Gillingham teacher certification through Fairleigh Dickinson University has been gratifying, rewarding, and invaluable. What many have done in 2 years of school, we completed in 14 months. It was 4 semesters of coursework, 12 college graduate credits. We persevered through almost 100 hours of practicum and 100 hours of lectures. We sacrificed time with our families and friends while studying, reading, and writing lesson plans. After being certified, we are now recognized by the International Multisensory Structured Language Education Council and the International Dyslexia Association. Furthermore, we are committed to keeping our certification current by attending workshops, conferences, and webinars to benefit the students in our district. This coursework has equipped us to help those students struggling with reading difficulties and dyslexia, and this has truly been the most challenging and fulfilling work we've ever done in our educational careers. Truly. So thank you.
We'll be right back to you in 1 second.
Sure.
Letter B of the superintendent's report is just an acknowledgement that normally we have a HIB report here. We have not had like I said this, we have not had HIB reports in the months of July and August. We are just acknowledging that now you are having a second reading of no July reports and a first reading of no August reports. That is my report.
Thank you, sir. All right, is there a motion to approve items 7A and B?
We discussed this or?
We will, after the motion.
Yes.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion?
Yes. First, I love the board goals on here. Would it make sense, or is it overkill, to have like a key on every agenda with what our goals are?
Good idea. I think it's a good idea.
'Cause I don't remember, I mean, I know.
We could make a cover page that
Yeah.
has like our mission, vision, and
Yes.
goals, just like it.
That'd be cool.
All right.
I think we should have to memorize
Recite
Working
them.
on that.
I don't know, man.
it. No chance.
I'm having a tough time these days remembering things.
Okay, that was it
That's it.
for, well, I want to talk about them, but I'll do it number 8.
No, no.
Okay, I just want to thank you all for putting in all the time and energy to do that. We were able to give you the opportunity, and I just thank you so much for taking it on, because work, families, it is going to do our students a tremendous help, and I hope as educators it's going to do, just make you that much more in tune with the students and what you're doing on a daily basis. And I know that's something that a lot of parents ask for. Do we have any OG certified teachers? And sometimes that's a reason why people leave. And I love that we can say, like, yes, we have many of them. And we'll be able to help the kids. So thank you so much for doing that, and you're an asset to our district.
Yeah, I mean, what she said. I think we all agree with that. Okay. Anybody else, any discussion on these items? All right, yeah, please call the roll.
Ms. Falcone Schubert?
Yes.
Mr. DeStefano is absent. Mr. Falcone?
Yes.
Mr. Gruenfelder?
Yes.
Ms. Goulan is absent. Ms. Gravatt?
Yes.
Ms. Turkington?
Yes.
Ms. Polachena?
Yes.
And Mr. Francis?
Yes, thank you, Jeff. Item 8, let's acknowledge these wonderful people who took Orton Gillingham. Congratulations to the following teachers who have completed Orton Gillingham. So, well, I'll just read what you'll do.
Yeah, I'll do.
All right,
And you need a selfie.
let's start with.
Yeah, we should do one in big groups.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Group selfie.
All right, we're starting with Linda Aviles. Jennifer Bizignani.
I'll bring it all up at the end.
Ruth DeSalvia. Emily Minervini. Linda Minervini. Melanie Ryder. Dorothea Stauffer. And Hillary Wolf.
Hey, let's have you all up here for your big formal applause. Hey, hey. Okay, here we go. The kids always make fun of me for this, but I didn't bring my like selfie stick.
That's okay. You just need to extend your arms so I can send you one.
Here we go. Oh, this is good. You got it. Awesome.
Thank you
We'll be
again.
twin fans.
Yeah.
So good.
I'm gonna need an official one later.
Except no duplications. I have the official.
Can I get a picture?
Right,
Later.
Ladies, those of you who just received the reward, I don't know if many of you know that I'm a former teacher, and I have found more professionalism and competence in the ranks of good quality teachers than in any other profession. So I salute you, I take my hat off to you, and I congratulate each and one of you. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Item 9 is parent-teacher organization representatives. Is there anyone here? Yes.
Hi, so I'm Christine Delersky, and I'm speaking on behalf of the parent-teacher-student organization tonight. We'll start with membership. So an email went out today from the high school with links for membership forms, and there's a calendar of events. PTSO members will also be present at orientation tomorrow night, and will be present in the school on back-to-school night. Homecoming is Saturday, October 1st. It's going to work a little differently this year. Last year we sent out a survey to the students asking them what they wanted from the PTSO, and there were a number of students who said they don't get to participate in the homecoming dance because they're either on the field or part of band or whatever, so they asked if we could do it indoors on a different night or a different day. So it's the 1st. There's a sign-up genius that's been posted on the PTSO Facebook page, so if you can volunteer to be a chaperone or to serve food or to donate supplies, food, drinks, whatever, the sign-up genius is there. And that's all I have for this meeting.
Thank you. I'm looking at the camera now. Anyone wants to volunteer, they need volunteers. So please, let's get going. I want to make sure they can hear it because
Thank you.
it's not that good. Anybody else?
I can sort of talk about Hepto. They're getting ready for back to school. They will be at the open houses. I think they're going to have some special welcome back for the teachers. They're excited that they can do more things in the schools this year. I know book fairs have already been set up, and looking forward to getting back to assemblies and field trips. We will be sending out our membership link soon this week before everybody gets bombarded with the back to school paperwork. So please join. Just the membership fee goes right into the pot that we give back to the students, and then it allows us to communicate back and forth with the families. That's it.
Thank you. All right.
Me?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
So last week we had our first Project Graduation 2023 meeting. Yay! We've started planning for our location, putting fundraising ideas out there, and we're going to be looking to meet once a month, about once a month.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Item 10 is public comment. And I have 3 people signed up. Does anybody want to sign up for public comment before I start? Okay. We'll start with Tom.
First of all, it's good to be back and
Good to see you.
participating as the general public in our Board of Education process. I'm hoping that this year, I'd like to hear comment on how we are meeting the state requirements of thorough and efficient education. The thorough part, I would like to have us consider the Bible be included as an electoral course, in that it can be presented as literature and history of civilization, particularly Western civilization form our purview. I think that really helps the continuity of thorough education. The other thing is the efficiency. I know we're working on it all the time. I have a little disconnect in that the performance audit that of selected and operating practice of Hopatcong School District seem, according to the report for the period July 1, 2017 to June 30, 2020, really isn't well explained, but maybe it is met. But I think we need some more comment on that, not in a hostile way, just so we can understand more of how we're resolving any issues that were in existence. Thank you.
Thank you.
For your consideration.
All right. John?
Yeah, I just want to make a comment. I'd like to thank the board for its openness, public comment, and I hope that attitude will continue through the upcoming year.
Thank you. Thank you, John. And Stacy?
Stacy Yanko. I live on Hopatcong Road. I also work in the guidance office. I know, Joe, I usually tell you if I'm going to say anything, but I did want to ask when and if I missed information about Elite Academy using space in our schools and students taking classes, because I should not have to find out as a staff member when students and parents of those children are getting a tour of my school. And I also feel I have a right to know how that's going to impact me, the teachers, and other staff, as well as our students. So I do apologize that I did not get to talk to you about this sooner. That was always my deal with Joe. But I am a little bit upset about it, not just as a staff member, but also as a taxpayer, because I feel that should have been something I saw in a board agenda, heard about at a meeting, and not find out the way I found out. Communication is key, and that's one of many things that staff has not heard. You know, things kind of happening, and then it's kind of like, oh yeah. And honestly, we cannot take on any additional responsibilities. We just can't do it, okay? I was pretty much the high school guidance person all year. Yes, our counselor's main focus was fixing schedules. I was by myself the entire summer. I've had over 30 withdrawals. I've had over 30 incoming students, choice school paperwork, education verifications, transcript requests, and those are just some of the things that I deal with. And that's just me speaking for myself. So I don't think a lot of people understand everything that is done. So this was just one more thing, because I start thinking, what does that mean for our students? What does that mean for me do I have to do any registration stuff? How are the teachers going to grade things? And so I just wanted to bring it up. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah.
Joe will get back to you on that.
Okay. We did, Nicole said, I mean, we've done this before. You know that I don't like to do a Q&A during this time. But I will say that we did talk about it at the last meeting, our most recent meeting with the board. but I can talk to you, Stacy, about some of the, like the, kind of the practical implications, and you can definitely help me see things that we haven't noticed or wouldn't recognize, so I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, item 11 is finance. Approval of the following items, 11A through 11I, as recommended by the superintendent. Is there a motion to approve?
I make the motion. I'll second it.
Thank you, thank you. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Jeff, please call the roll.
Ms. Falcone Schubert?
Yes.
Mr. DeStefano is absent. Mr. Falcone?
Yes.
Mr. Gruenfelder?
Yes.
Ms. Gulan is absent. Ms. Gravatt?
Yes.
Ms. Turkington?
Yes.
Ms. Polachena?
Yes.
And Mr. Francis?
Yes, thank you, Jeff. Okay, next is item 12, personnel.
One note, Scott.
Joe has one note.
Please strike G from your agenda. She's declined.
All right, so we're going to be looking for an approval of the following personnel items, item 12A through 12BB, excluding G, as recommended by the superintendent. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion on item 12?
Okay. Is B replacing N?
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Any other discussion?
That's just a lot of congratulations to the two teachers that first tenure.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Here, here.
Jeff, any other discussion? Hearing none. Jeff, please call the roll.
Ms. Falcone Schubert?
Yes.
Mr. DeStefano is absent. Mr. Falcone?
Yes.
Mr. Gruenfelder?
Yes.
Ms. Gulan is absent. Ms. Gravatt?
Yes.
Ms. Turkington?
Yes.
Ms. Polachena?
Yes.
And Mr. Francis?
Yes, thank you, Jeff. Item 13, travel and professional development. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll approve all of it.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Any discussion on travel? Item 13. Hearing none, Jeff, please call the roll.
Ms. Falcone Schubert?
Yes.
Mr. DeStefano is absent. Mr. Falcone?
Yes.
Mr. Gruenfelder?
Yes.
Ms. Gulan is absent. Ms. Gravatt?
Yes.
Ms. Turkington?
Yes.
Ms. Polachena?
Yes.
And Mr. Francis?
Yes, thank you, Jeff. Item 14, policy and regulations. Is there a motion to approve item 14A?
I'll make the motion.
Second it.
Thank you, and thank you. Any discussion? None. Jeff, please call the roll.
Ms. Falcone Schubert?
Yes.
Mr. DeStefano is absent. Mr. Falcone?
Yes.
Mr. Gruenfelder?
Yes.
Ms. Gulan is absent. Ms. Gravatt?
Yes.
Ms. Turkington?
Yes.
Ms. Polachena?
Yes.
And Mr. Francis?
Yes, thank you, Jeff. Item 15 is students and services, and I'm going to ask for a motion to approve item 15A and B.
I'll make second.
Thank you, thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none. Jeff, please call the roll.
Ms. Falcone Schubert?
Yes.
Mr. DeStefano is absent. Mr. Falcone?
Yes.
Mr. Gruenfelder?
Yes.
Ms. Gulan is absent. Ms. Gravatt?
Yes.
Ms. Turkington?
Yes.
Ms. Polachena?
Yes.
And Mr. Francis?
Yes, thank you. Item 16, resolutions. We'll be asking for a motion to approve items A through K.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Second. Thank you. Any discussion on resolutions? I actually just have one discussion. I want to thank everyone, the board, the superintendent, Jeff, whoever I'm missing, I'm sorry, but for the process of putting together the goals and going through all that. I thought it was overall a very good process, and glad to be part of it. Any other discussion on that?
Yeah, 1 second. Are there any changes to your goals?
No, I put them out and I got,
Okay.
just,
I just
looks
was curious,
good,
so
sounds found.
as it was.
A lot of, straight ahead.
And then I just want to say I love Jake so much. I heard so many great things about the summer camps, and I hope we can do them again next summer into August.
Any other discussion on 16 A through K? Hearing none. Jeff, please call the roll.
Ms. Falcone Schubert?
Yes.
Mr. DeStefano is absent. Mr. Falcone?
Yes.
Mr. Gruenfelder?
Yes.
Ms. Gulan is absent. Ms. Gravatt?
Yes.
Ms. Turkington?
Yes.
Ms. Polachena?
Yes.
And Mr. Francis?
Yes, thank you. Item 17 is the Sussex County Regional Cooperative, and it's a very confusing item.
Yeah.
All right, so it's going to be item 17A through F, F having multiple parts. That's neither here nor there. Items A through F, the Sussex County Regional Cooperative.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, she wants that ahead of me.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none. Jeff, please call the roll.
Ms. Falcone Schubert?
Yes.
Mr. DiStefano is absent. Mr. Falcone?
Yes.
Mr. Gruenfelder?
Yes.
Ms. Gulan is absent. Ms. Gravatt?
Yes.
Ms. Turkington?
Yes.
Ms. Polachina?
Yes.
And Mr. Francis.
Yes, thank you, Jeff. Ladies and gentlemen, I know it's hard to believe, but we have an addendum this month. Insert joke here. I ask for a motion to approve the addendum items A through E. I'll move. Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion on the addendum? Hearing none. Jeff, please call the roll.
Ms. Falcone Schubert?
Yes.
Mr. DiStefano is absent. Mr. Falcone?
Yes.
Mr. Gruenfelder?
Yes.
Ms. Gulan is absent. Ms. Gravatt?
Yes.
Ms. Turkington?
Yes.
Ms. Polachina?
Yes.
And Mr. Francis?
Yes. Thank you, Jeff. Item 18 is board member comments. We'll start all the way down to the left. Jackie Turkington.
Congratulations to our OG recipients. Thank you so very much for putting all that time and effort in. And I know you'll use it well. I know you'll use it well. And I know everybody will be a huge success because of it. Thank you so much for that time, truly. Welcome to Julia as part of our new student ambassador. I know she's been here before, but looking forward to working with you as your partner, your co-board person with that. So thank you for that. And welcome to the new school year. Thank you so much. I'm looking. My daughter's a senior, so it's all whoop, whoop, from here on out. So thank you to everybody for everything, and I'm looking forward to an amazing, amazing year. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Jackie. Jen?
Ditto, pretty much what Jackie said. I also have a senior this year, so things are a lot more exciting. Fundraising for the Hopatcong Chiefs Football Parent Association has been doing amazing. When you walk by you take a drive down to the football field, you see all these seniors that are posted up there. It's not. The band will be up there on Wednesday, and we're still doing fundraising, so if anybody's interested, let me know. Project graduation will be at the open house tomorrow night, right?
We will be,
yes. And we'll be selling stuff too for the class of 2023.
Thanks, Jen. Kelly?
Okay, I just want to congratulate you ladies as well. Fabulous job for all of you. Thankful that we have you. I do not have a senior this year, so. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to the school year this year, and again, thank you to you ladies.
As we're going into a new school year, I just want to remind and encourage parents, grandparents, neighbors, staff, teachers to talk to your children before they enter the schools and explain to them that this is our house, right? That we are like a family here, and that we all should support one another and offer help when you need it, and encouragement, and a smile goes a long way, and take care of the place that we live in. So I want to instill that pride in the kids. I do it in my house. I want to do it in our schools, and I think it's a really important little thing that makes a huge difference. So if we all can just remember to talk positively about school and what it means to be a Hopatcong citizen, I think that will go a long way. And I want to wish everybody a healthy, successful school year, and I'm so glad that we are starting it. Never mind, I'm not even going to say it. Not going to say it. Good luck, everybody. Have a great school year. Enjoy the Labor Day.
Way to go. Thanks, Nicole. Jerry?
Yes, thank you. I'd like to call the board's attention to District Policy 1230, and it has to do with the distribution of the memo about stabilization aid. That was distributed on a limited basis, and the only way I found out about it was by reading the New Jersey School Boards Association newsletter. In the future, I would really appreciate it if that information and that kind of information was shared with the entire board.
Thank you.
Again, just to reiterate, congratulations to you ladies, a huge accomplishment. Full disclosure, I had to Google what OG was prior to but seeing some former teachers of some of my children and the summer teacher here, tutor for my oldest, it's really a great accomplishment, so thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll just say that when we first started hearing about Orton Gillingham, I don't even know if I could pronounce it right now. Maybe I got it right. But the buzz in the room from some of the board members that actually know what it is was really cool. And there was an excitement level that started to build up in the room, and to see it take place and to see all of you here is pretty awesome. So you should be proud of yourselves. And listen, man, I get it, right? Nobody wants to be sitting in a classroom listening to a lecture when they have a family at home and they're working all day and doing their thing. But it's a cool accomplishment, and you can always say now for the rest of your careers that you've got this certification that sets you one notch above the rest of the class. So it's a very cool thing. And yeah. And the last thing is, it's interesting. The longer you sit on the board, the more you find out how weird this whole process is, from state regulations. And I mean, we just heard about a regulation that the state has about cleaning that would blow your mind, right? Square footage, I don't even know. But those things exist. And I think that because of all of those different moving parts, and maybe they're not moving parts, because of all the red tape that you have to go through in a school district, sometimes that does stymie communication and prevent people from really getting a full understanding and a full grasp of what's going on. I think that in the up and coming year, what I want to encourage, and I'm going to try to do better myself, is talk to people and get to know information, especially superintendent, the board, whoever, even if it's an email, phone call, whatever it is, before you react. Because I know I've been wrong about a million things in 5 years where I'm like, what? And then they're like, nope, there's a rule, there's a law, this happened, that happened. And I think we can do a whole lot of good talking to each other. And Jerry's got the focus group. You out there, focus group, right? Everybody come, because that's where you can get your voice heard and things can happen. So thank you all for coming. And item 19 is a motion to adjourn.
I'll make it.
I'll second it.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you.
And be careful. I don't know what's going on out there, but it looks like they're
Yeah.
like Armageddon's about to start.
Yeah, and a better one, and not a selfie.
Weather-wise.
It's like a plow out there. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, it's the lights are flashing.
I'll let them know.
Hey, twice in one day.